Okay, so today we're editing a photo shoot that I recently did. The lighting was a little bit red, so we're going to colour correct that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a target neutral, which is the blackest area of her jacket, and that's going to colour correct her skin tones. From there, it's still looking a little bit yellowy, so I'm just going to play around with the temperature and the tint, just to see if I can get that a little bit better. Just giving it a little bit of vibrance as well, and then I'm just going to crop it so that the central focus is her face and not so much of that jacket that seems to be pretty predominant in the frame. I'm just going to play around with the whites a little bit, and then to get some of that yellow and red out, I'm going to add some luminance in the yellow and orange, and that will hopefully get some of that orange and redness really out. Just going to take out, just add a little bit of red as well. But I've lost a bit of shadow detail, so I'm going to bring down the exposure just a little bit so we don't lose detail in her face. From there, I'm just going to fine-tune that a little bit with the luminance. Also going to take out a little bit of saturation in the orange and yellow just to neutralise those colours a little bit better. And then that hopefully should make it a little bit nicer. Now, her makeup is fairly messy and her hair is kind of all over her face as well, so we're going to tidy that up. Now, to tidy that up, I'm going to make sure that my clone stamp tool is a little bit smaller. I'm going to get rid of some of those blemishes on her face. Now, when I'm doing this, I don't want to make areas that are too big because it can get sloppy and it can get very messy. So I want to make areas quite small. And then I only want to be picking up areas fairly close to the original skin tone area. So just adjusting that and moving it around until that skin tone looks a little bit better. I'm going to get rid of the bags under her eyes. I find that very messy looking. And then just going to move that around a little bit so that it's picking up area that's fairly close to the skin where it should be. So you can use the Band-Aid tool, you can use the clone stamp, or you can use the Content Aware tool. Each of them are fairly effective. It just depends on which one's going to work better for you. You're just wanting to move around some areas. So sometimes the Band-Aid tool won't be very effective, and it might be a Content Aware tool that is a lot more effective in this case. And as long as you're picking up fairly close to the original skin tone area, you can generally do a fairly good job of it. But there is quite a lot of stray hair on her face. I believe it was fairly windy that evening. This is something I probably should have picked up on while shooting, but unfortunately we don't always get those opportunities. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how we can fine-tune this with Portrait Professional. Okay, so stay tuned for episode 2.